Hi and welcome. This is Emily with Emily Talks. You'll notice that I have a little bit of a different setup. I got some feedback that it's better for people who aren't on their cell phones to be viewing from this angle versus from up and down. So I had to finagle with my setup. I wish you could see it. I literally have my phone taped with packing tape. This one right here. I have my phone taped to a cardboard box on top of like folded blankets and then kind of like those woven rugs, and then on top of a broken piece of my couch, on top of another cardboard box, on top of a couch that's broken. So it's like the arm from a futon couch that came in the mail and is broken, and I haven't been able to replace it yet. So welcome to my setup. Today, I know I'm really smiley right now. I think I'm just really excited to connect with you again. I really like these parts of my days, which I'm really happy to reflect on that. Today, I want to talk about toxic positivity, which is kind of silly because I'm sitting down here and I'm smiling, but it's still a really, really important subject. So I talked about, I think it was yesterday, I ended up going on a walk to do some errands. Yeah, on Monday, I went out on a walk to do some errands, and I talked about feeling unhappy that I had only exercised one other time. And I talked about perseverance and, keeping up, even though it's hard to feel motivated if I am falling off. So, today I exercised as well. I walked to a club that I'm part of, a community center that is for adults in my community who have issues with mental health, so we could all come together and support each other. So I do that on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and part of my weight management was an agreement to do the exercises that I was talking about in my other video where I was doing the belly dancing exercises, which are so fun, as well as walking back and forth from this club that I go to on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays. So I'd be alternating that. And that's about a 2-mile walk and a 30-minute exercise video. So either one or the other any given day. So this morning I went on my walk over to the place where I go, to the community center. And then while I was there, I forgot that I had asked to do this workout routine with other people within my community center, because we do a lot of group activities together, and they're usually led by members of the group that have an interest in something, and they decide, hey, I want to share this with other people in my community. I want to have support in pursuing something that's important to me. So I brought this over to my community. So not only was I doing my walk, but then I also did this 30-minute workout. And it's tough for me. I live in a body that is a lot of weight for me to carry around that my muscles are not adjusted to. It's not just a weight issue, it is a health issue for me to be at this weight because my muscles are not adjusted. I have a hard time being able to breathe and catch my breath. And then I also don't have a lot of flexibility. So I ended up getting, cricks in my different joints and whatnot quicker than if I were healthier. So all of these different things played an impact on me being able to do the walk and do the workout, and it was exhausting. And then, there were other activities that we needed to do. Afterwards, I needed to make a trip out to the grocery store, and I decided to walk for that as well because the bus was no longer running for the day. So it was way more activity than what I had planned. And when I reviewed that, I felt really nervous about how am I going to deal with feeling positive when I've overwhelmed myself today. trying to do as much as I could. It feels great, but I also have a pretty big track record of overwhelming myself, overdoing it, putting more in than I had intention to do because I feel less than, because I feel like I have to prove something. I do it out of a sense of duty and a sense of shame and a sense of myself not being enough to be able to be worthy of anything good. So I have to overcompensate. And at the point at which I'm overcompensating, at that point, I feel miserable. Even if I have gains that in that moment make me feel good, it's still the base element of it is something that's coming from a derogatory place and not a place of self-love. So that has led to me running into failures in my career, in my health journey, as a parent, as a student. All of these different areas have been affected by this really deep negative self-talk and overextending myself and causing, major interruptions in my life, that have really crippled my ability to be a productive person in a way that is important to me. So I was thinking to myself as I was walking back home, I was like, I cannot let up on these videos. What am I going to choose to do? And earlier in the day, I had talked to some of my friends about, this whole journaling thing that I'm doing on Facebook, on YouTube, has everything to do with this vulnerability. And that's why my first video was on vulnerability, because I want to come as I am. I want to show that I represent so many other people who want change in their lives, that I'm no different from any other person who has deep struggles, and to lay that bare and to show what it is that I'm working with, and not try to wrap it into this veneer, this, presentation, as though I have myself together more than I do, or that everything is happy-go-lucky and positive, or even that I feel proud and excited about every moment. Which I don't. When I was walking home from the grocery store with this small bag of groceries for things that I could cook tonight, that was part of my new keto diet with no sugar and no grains. And honestly, I don't want to hear about it. If y'all have a different dieting regimen, I honor that and I support you, and I would appreciate support for what I do as well. So if you have something kind and positive, I look forward to hearing that. Anything else on that, I wish you well on your journey. But it's tough to think about changing the way that I eat and buying this different set of groceries and trying to come up with meal plans. So I was stressed out from that. I'm stressed out from having overexerted my body. I'm kind of achy in different places because, again, I've been overexerting more than what I had anticipated. And I was trying to frame, how am I gonna approach this video today from a positive angle? And that's where toxic positivity comes in. Toxic positivity is when, you frame something that no longer respects reality. And yesterday when I posted my video, it was all about radical acceptance. And if I am not present with reality as it is, at that point it becomes toxic because it distorts my ability to truly connect with reality. So I was really excited to sit down though and come in with this big smile on my face. That was very uplifting in that moment. But I also want to be very clear that toxic positivity is a thing. It's where, I want to give a spin or an angle on reality that doesn't respect my experience and doesn't correspond with the facts of reality itself. Now, I can still do positive affirmations to be able to reframe information, and we'll go over what positive affirmations are in a future video, but for those of you that know, there are certain things that I can do to reframe a negative mindset, or try to make things easier to handle by not getting lost in and hyper focusing on things that are difficult or hard, or hurtful. All of that, is a good way to change, but that's not particularly what toxic positivity is. Toxic positivity is when I lean into that positivity to the point where I'm not honoring my own experience. So I think that that's actually a really great thing to visit early on in my channel, because I'm going to be talking about a lot of positivity and about reframing my outlook and changing that wiring in my brain. Like I was talking about, taking those beans and putting them into the can. That's rewiring, that's reframing, that is choosing positivity. But I don't want to endorse, and I don't want people to get mixed up that I must, or anyone else must, have a positive mindset or frame things in a positive manner that aren't actually positive or aren't feel-good moments. I need to honor all of my feelings and all of my experiences, because every single one of them is valid. They're human. They're appropriate. There are times to be sad, frustrated, angry, tired. There are times for all of these different experiences that aren't necessarily positive experiences, because life is more than just the good. And being myself is a good thing, whether that expression is positive or not. So at the end of the day, what I want to be able to do is share with y'all that I am going to keep showing up in a way that honors exactly what it is that I'm experiencing, and I am going to bring as much positivity as is available to the situation. But I am not going to go out of my way to try to reframe an experience in a way that doesn't honor the experience and honor myself. So I wish all of you well. I hope that you're having an amazing week on this Tuesday. And if you have anything that you would like to share from your week and any gains that you've made or hurdles that you've had to go through, I'd love to hear from you.